everybody, it's now time for my next game, my second run of Jeopardy for the Xbox 360. And 9 games of this in worth $154,201. Let's see if I can keep it going. Here we go. This is Jeopardy!
Please welcome our contestants.
Test 1
Player 1!
9 day cash winnings total $154,201. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex
Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny
Alex.
Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and
He's ready.
gentlemen, and welcome.
Test
Let's
is
take you
ready.
right now
So
into
let's
the
go to
Jeopardy
work.
round.
One daily double
Those are
in this
worth
round, of
$200
course.
to
And let's take a look at the
$1,000 in these
categories.
categories.
They are
Not nominated,
not nominated
for Best
Picture.
Pets.
Pets.
That's so
That's
cliche.
so cliche.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe.
I beg your pardon. And official state
dinosaurs and fossils.
Okay, let's get back into this.
All right, I'll
Player
start
one,
with that so
you make
cliche
the
for
next
200.
song. Need something? Well, just come to the point and stop beating around the this. Okay, player 1.
What is the bush?
That's right. Way to go.
Cliche for 400, please.
You get to. The final outrage is the straw that breaks this animal's back.
What is the camel?
It's player 1. Correct.
Cliche for 600.
Player 1. People who meet briefly and then go their separate ways are like these that pass in the night. Yes, player 1.
Oh boy, our ships? I don't know. Oh, that's right. Okay, cliche for 8.
Player 1. You've been in trouble if someone has read you this act. Yes, player 1.
What is riot act?
That is correct. Player 1.
Answer there, the daily double.
It's the daily double.
Oh, I've got $2,000 to put at
And
risk.
you have the lead.
And it's early in
Player
the game,
1,
so
give us
let's
a
make
wait.
it a true daily
Here
double.
is your clue. An indefinitely long time is often referred to as a month of these days.
What are Mondays?
Sorry,
That is incorrect.
Here's the correct response. Sundays.
Sundays. Alright, well,
You get to pick
still early.
again, player 1.
pets for 200.
With more than 70 million living with American households, this is the most common house pet in the United States. Player 1.
What is a cat?
Yes.
Pets for 400.
You again. This type of parrot that bears the name of a South American river can get used to cooler temperatures. It's player 1.
What is the Amazon?
Good for you.
Pets for 600.
Player 1. Often advertised in comic books. See, these are actually brine shrimp in suspended animation. Here's the correct response. Sea monkeys.
Sea monkeys. Okay. I always get
Player 1, you
confused
pick again,
with those are
please.
sea urchins. Pets 8.
William Howard Taft was the last pres to have one of these grazing at the White House. Her name was Pauline
What is a
Wayne.
cow?
Okay, player 1. Right.
Okay.
We return. One of the oldest domesticated dog breeds is the Saluki, the royal dog of this ancient people. Here's the response we were looking for. The Egyptians.
Egyptians.
Select again.
Alright, not nominated Best Picture, 200.
Bogey and Hepburn floated across the screen in this 1951 film that pleased audiences and critics, but not the Academy. Okay, player one.
What is The African Queen?
Right.
Not nominated for Best Picture, 400.
You again. You couldn't drag a Best Picture nomination out of the Academy for this 1959 Billy Wilder film. Well, nobody's perfect. We're talking about Some Like It Hot.
Some Like It Hot. 600.
Select. The Academy must have been out to lunch not nominating this 1961 Audrey Hepburn George Peppard film. Let's hear it, player one.
What is Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Do it.
800.
Player one. In 1954, this Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly starer from Alfred Hitchcock didn't get a second glance. It's player one.
What is Rear Window?
Yes.
Okay, and let's finish up the category.
Player one. Driving Miss Daisy won for 1989, the year this Spike Lee film about urban racism was passed over.
What is Do the Right Thing?
Okay, player one. That is correct.
That'll take me up to $4,000.
Player one. Pick again.
Official state dinosaurs, 200.
The Triceratops found in this state's Black Hills won official fossil status. Here's what we wanted. South Dakota.
South Dakota. Dinosaurs for 4.
Player one. Montana's state fossil, the Maiasaura, had this type of mouth, like the platypus. The correct response is duckbill.
Duckbill. Let's go somewhere
Player one,
else.
back to
Edgar Allan Poe
you for our
200.
next. According to an 1833 description, Poe dressed entirely in this color. Player one.
What is black?
That is correct.
Edgar Allan Poe for 4.
Selecting Poe's wife, who passed away at age 24, had this name, like the state at whose university Edgar studied. Player three.
What is Virginia? Yeah! You're right. You're on the board now with some money, and you
Player
get to
three.
select.
Start us. The first obituary of Poe, which spoke of the frailties of genius, appeared in this city's Sun newspaper. Here's the correct response. Baltimore.
Baltimore. Okay.
You again, player
Pick
three.
Again. Edgar Allan Poe 800.
In 1842, Poe reviewed this British author's Barnaby Rudge, which features, a human-like raven. Player two.
Charles Dickens.
Right you are.
You're right. You're on the
Player
board
two.
now.
You start us off.
Finishing up Edgar Allan
Poe
Poe.
won an 1833 short story contest with a story about one of these found in a bottle. Yes, player
What
one.
is Message?
No.
No.
Sorry. Any other takers?
Player 3.
Yes, player three.
What is Manuscript?
Good for you.
That is right.
Player three. You're in command of
I
the
beg
board
your
as we
pardon for
continue,
200.
right? Gerald Ford issued 382 pardons, but the one issued to this man in 1974 is said to have cost Ford the 1976 election. Player one.
Who is Richard Nixon?
You're right. Player one. In 1994, he was pardoned for leading a coup versus the president of Venezuela. By 1999, he was the president. Player one.
Who is Hugo Chavez? correct. I beg your
Please
pardon
pick
for
again.
6.
In 2001, she was pardoned for a 1974 armed bank robbery and for using a firearm during a felony. Here's what we wanted. Patty Hearst.
Patty Hearst.
Please pick again, player 1.
Yeah.
The Wall Street Journal wanted an immediate pardon for him after his perjury conviction in the Valerie Plame case.
Player 3.
It's player 3.
Who's Scooter Libby? Yes.
Player 3, make a selection, please.
Finishing
as
up
we
that
continue.
category.
This Secretary of Defense was pardoned for his role in Iran-Contra. Here's what we were looking for. Caspar Weinberger.
Casper Weinberger. 3
Player
clues
3,
left.
back to you for our
Dinosaurs
next
for
selection.
6.
Haddonfield in this eastern state was the site of the first nearly complete dinosaur found, a Hadrosaurus.
Player 3.
Player 3,
What is New Jersey? That's right. 2800.
we return to you, player 3. The teeth from Maryland's Astrodon were cut open in 1858 and revealed this pattern, hence its name. Here's the correct response. Star.
Star. Alright, final
And the
clue
last
of
clue
this
for
round.
$1,000. Saurophaganax was named this state's official fossil in 2000, and you can see one at the San Noble Museum in Norman. We're talking about Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma, where the wind blows every day. Alright, I'm in the lead at 3,800. Player 3's got 2,800.
Player 2
Player 2
is in
has
third place.
$800.
Select
That
first
means
in the
player
double Jeopardy
2
round, as
will
we
make the
always
first
do, right
selection.
after this break.
Begin the double Jeopardy round. I'm going to
Let's
start
see
double
what happens
Jeopardy
in
right
Double
now.
Jeopardy with these categories awaiting the players.
Alright, categories are
The British,
the British invasion,
Geology,
geology,
fictional characters,
fictional characters,
synonyms,
synonyms,
adventures in the air,
and
countries,
countries
by
by
newspaper.
newspaper.
A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player
Countries by
2.
newspaper
Make us
for
the Sydney Morning Herald, the Queensland Independent.
What is Australia?
Okay, player 1. That is correct.
Okay.
All right, the Shizuoka Shimbun, the Nikon Ubejiho. Player 1.
What is Japan?
Good.
Yes. Okay. 1,200. Answer there. One of the daily doubles.
Answer. One of the daily
Okay,
doubles.
let's make this a
And
true
you
daily
have
double.
the lead. Player 1. Please, here is your clue.
10,000 if I'm-
Avanti. Il Messaggero.
What is Italy?
You have maintained your lead. There you go.
All right.
Player 1.
16.
You Haaretz Ma'ariv.
What is Israel?
Let's hear it, player 1. Right. Select again. Gielen's Posten, Politiken. Let's hear it, player 1.
What is Denmark?
That is correct.
Well done for me in that category.
Player 1.
I'm at
Pick again.
13,600. Fictional characters for 4.
In The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Lucy gets into an old wardrobe and discovers this magical land.
What is Narnia?
Yes, player 1. That is correct.
Okay. 800, please.
You get to Snip, Snap, and Snurr, who star in a series of books, are brothers from this Scandinavian country. Yes, player 1.
What is Norway?
No.
No.
Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's
Player two?
player 2.
Was Sweden? Yes. 1600. Your selection.
Where do we
please.
begin, player 2?
1200.
In the grim tale, The 12 Dancing Princesses, 12 sisters dance so much that they wear out these every night.
Where are their shoes?
Yes, player 1?
Yeah.
Right.
Alright. Fictional for 16.
Player 1. This orphan befriends a goat herd named Peter when she's sent to live with her grandfather in the Swiss Alps. Let's hear it, player
Miss
1.
Heidi?
Right.
Okay, up to 16,000 now.
You again. She's the title heroine of Green Gables in a classic 1908 book.
Who's Anne?
Yes, player 1? Yep.
And that's $18,000.
Player 1, choose again.
Synonyms for 4.
As a noun, it's a synonym for flower. As a verb, it's to blossom or come into one's own. Let's hear it, player 1.
What is bloom?
Right you are.
Synonyms for 800, please.
Please. Synonyms for crowd include throng, flock, and this word that can also mean an infatuation. Here's the response we were looking for. Crush.
Crush. Okay, let's go for
Player 1.
12.
In court, you won't hear a lawyer say remonstrance, but this synonym. Let's hear it, player 1.
What is objection?
Good.
Synonyms for 1600.
Player 1. Back in the 19th century, ladies didn't faint, but did this 5-letter synonym.
Synonym for faint.
The correct response is swoon.
Swoon. Oh, okay. It's fish
Player
category.
1. This synonym for to seclude is also a word for part of a monastery or convent. Here's the correct response. Cloister.
Cloister. Okay.
Player 1, you pick again, please.
Adventures in the Air for 4.
Hitting a speed of about 800 miles per hour, Chuck Yeager broke this barrier in October of 1947. Okay, player 1.
It is the sound barrier.
That's right. Way
That
to
takes me
go.
to $20,000.
Please. In 1907, Paul Cornu became the first man to fly freely in one of these horizontally rotored aircraft.
What is a helicopter?
Yes, player 1. That's it.
1200, please.
Player 1. August 1983 saw the first night launch of this reusable U.S. orbital vehicle. Yes, player 1.
What is the space shuttle?
That's correct.
Yes. I'm at 22,000.
You get to taking 16 hours in 1919. British aviators Alcock and Brown became the first to cross this large body of water non-stop.
What is the
Okay, player
Atlantic
1.
Ocean?
You got it.
23,006. Let's finish the category.
Please.
The answer there is the other daily double.
Answer. The other daily double. You are currently
Okay, I'll
in the
go
lead.
for 14.
Decide on your wager, player 1. Here
Answer.
is your daily double clue. In 1909, Louis Blériot became the first person to fly in a plane over this, between Great Britain and France.
What is the English Channel?
You have maintained your lead.
Right.
Way to go. Player 1, you pick again,
British
please.
Aviation for 4.
The first track on the Beatles' second album was a Chuck Berry song that told this composer to roll over. Let's hear it, player 2.
It was Mozart.
No, that's not it. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player 3?
It was Bach.
Sorry.
No.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player 1?
Who is Beethoven?
That's correct. Player 1.
Andrew.
Let's get Sarah's assistance on this clue.
Brian Jones played the humble kazoo on this band's 1967 Between the Buttons album, though not on the hit Ruby Tuesday.
We're talking about the Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Stones.
We return to you,
12
Player
minutes.
One. The searchers told us that Madame Ruth had a pad down on 34th and Vine where she sold this. Player 1?
What is love potion number 9?
You again. This man's pacemakers included Leslie McGuire, John Chadwick, and Freddie Marsden.
Pardon me.
Okay, Player 2.
Who's Jerry Marsden?
That is correct.
You're right. You go 2,800.
Player 2. You start us off.
Aviation for 2,000.
Reg Presley not only sang lead on this Trogs hit, he played the ocarina as well. Here's what we were looking for. Wild Thing.
Wild Thing. You
Player
make my
2,
heart
back to you.
sing. Geology for 4.
The Mercalli scale measures the intensity of these from 1 to 12. It's Player 1.
What are earthquakes?
Yes.
Okay, geology for 2,000.
Player 1. A 6-mile wide caldera or volcanic crater is a highlight of La Palma in this Spanish island group off Africa. Here's what we wanted. The Canaries.
The Canary Islands.
You get to pick it, Kelly.
Made from minerals deposited by dripping water, these geological formations grow up from cavern floors.
The correct response is stalagmites.
Stalagmites.
Player 1, in
1200.
fact, this rock can be formed by the accumulation of shells or coral, but not from citrus fruit. Here's the correct response. Limestone.
Limestone. Okay.
And we'll wrap up the board
Last
with
one for
this clip.
800.
Geysers aren't common. Major centers include Yellowstone, Iceland, and this country's North Island. Here's the correct response. New Zealand.
New Zealand was what we needed.
Oh,
Okay. Player 2, 2,800. Player 3, 2,400. And me with a commanding lead of 27,000.
the three of you will participate in Final Jeopardy right after this.
Not be caught.
Consider your wagers carefully.
And our
as you
category
take
for
on
Final Jeopardy
this
today
category.
is
Italian inventors. Please enter your wager.
I'm going to go for 3,000. So right
Let's take a look
along,
at the
I've
last
won.
clue.
Here's the clue.
In 1910, his new invention helped Scotland Yard catch a murderer escaping to North America across the Atlantic.
Who is Guglielmo Marconi?
Mark, since you have lots of time
What did
today,
you say?
Shh. Okay.
And that
Player
leaves
three's
you.
response, Volta, which is wrong. He loses
you come up with the
405,
correct
starting in
response?
1995. Player 2,
And that's
Tesla. That too is incorrect. You were 1450. Go down to 1350.
Did you come up with the correct response?
And I said Marconi.
And this correct response
And
will
that is right.
to your score.
I had 3,000, taking me to $30,000.
This makes you our new champion, player one. So
And my
congratulations.
total is $184,201.
We'll see you all next time.
We'll see you next time on Jeopardy. Bye-bye.